The bugs. As a Helldiver, you are told that they are an unstoppable threat to the entire galaxy. Their goal is to wipe out humanity. But how much of this is just propaganda? Join us as we search for the truth. Welcome to Freedom Through Knowledge. I am T3. Today we're gonna expose the lies that Super Earth is telling us about the bugs, also known as Terminids. The bugs, our sworn enemy. That's what every Helldiver learns from day one. But ask yourself this, why are we really fighting them? Here's what Senator Killjoy had to say at the very beginning of the First Intergalactic War. The bugs have been a plague in this galaxy for far too long. They must now be eradicated before they spread to other worlds. He goes on. The Helldivers are the outfit best suited for this task. While they are on the surface of the many bug-infested worlds, they have the possibility to activate lost oil pumps that are essential to the survival of the human race. This statement is very confusing. Oil? Why oil? And what have bugs got to do with it? The answer is simple, but shocking. What happens when a bug dies? Its body decomposes into an oil-like substance. Super Earth wasn't subtle about it either. They named this substance E710. Flip those numbers around and what do you get? Oil. A not so hidden clue to what this war is really about. This is where we dive deep into the background of the conflict. The story begins on the bugs' home planet, Kepler Prime. There have been large oil rigs with Super Earth logos on Kepler Prime even before the first shot was fired. That's what Senator Killjoy's quote clearly states. But why? In the aftermath of the Great War, which destroyed all known nations, Super Earth quickly rose from the ashes to claim control of the whole planet. By 2044, their thirst for power had led them to Kepler Prime, with the quote-unquote peaceful intention of exploring space. This would have not been possible without the invention of faster-than-light travel, but it also meant that Super Earth's demand for resources skyrocketed. They had to find a way to meet these demands. The first colonists discovered large quantities of extraterrestrial oil, E710. It's not only a source of energy, but also a vital raw material used to make starship engines and many other parts of Super Earth's war machine. Always remember, the greed of Super Earth knows no bounds. As Super Earth spread its reach across the stars, its hunger for oil increased dramatically. They didn't go to war to protect us from some mythical bug menace, oh no. They did it to keep the oil flowing, to feed their insatiable greed and their enormous lust for power. As the first bugs were killed, the planet's oil reserves increased, leading to the realization that killing bugs produced even more valuable E710. They fabricated a reason for war, and from then on, the bugs were portrayed as invasive creatures bent on destroying humanity. A species that might not even be hostile if we hadn't exploited their oil first. Which leads us to the question, how many Helldivers know what's really going on? The stories cover all of Super Earth's mainstream media. For example,
in the First Galactic War alone, the bugs accounted for the deaths of 189 million Super Earth citizens, many of them babies. Don't let the bugs kill babies. Fight the good fight.
Or,
don't worry, top Super Earth scientists have proven that bugs don't feel pain.
Given the fanatical battle cries of many Helldivers and the fact that critical thinking results in severe punishment, it's safe to assume that the true motives of this war are hidden from most Helldivers. After the First Intergalactic War, the Ministry of Truth drastically changed the main narrative. The government quickly realized that the complete extermination of the bugs would also lead to a dramatic shortage of E710. This is a quote from Senator Killjoy at the end of the First Intergalactic War. We have found through extensive research that the bugs generate the quantities of oil that we require for a sustainable future. To eradicate them from the galaxy just doesn't seem right from a moral perspective. And due to this, we have collaborated with scientists such as the brilliant Dr. Hank Pluk to devise a way where we can safely breed this rare species and potentially harvest more oil than we have done before. So there you have it. This is the true nature of this war. It has never been about the security of humanity. It has always been about the resources. So instead of eradicating the bugs, they were to be captured alive for study. The reason for this is that Super Earth is completely reliant on E710. Their economy and their war effort depends on it. Colonists were sent to live on the liberated planets and to assist in the construction of quarantine and research facilities. They soon realized that the research was not to study the bug species in general, but to maximize the yield of E710. They even went a step further. They used genetic manipulation to artificially increase the levels of E710 in the bugs, further boosting production. Think about it. Not only did they enslave an entire species for their oil, they twisted their very DNA, turning them into nothing more than living oil pumps. A tiny group of settlers were disgusted and concluded that the Super Earth officials were out of their minds. They set up illegal radio stations to share what they had discovered. Secretly run by the dissidents, these broadcasts were transmitted through old satellites, spreading the truth about the cruel exploitation of the bugs. But despite all this, the Super Earth propaganda was as strong as ever, and a period of relative peace followed, lasting for around 100 years. But once again, the bugs were on the attack and invaded their former home planets. This marked the beginning of the Second Intergalactic War in 2184. But this begs the question, how were the bugs able to return in such large numbers after their total defeat and capture? How could they regroup? We have two theories for you. Theory number 1. The genetic experiments made bugs stronger and gave them the ability to travel faster than light. The genetic experiments have caused the bugs to mutate and become stronger. Even if genetic experiments are performed on the bugs, there is still no proof that they are capable of FTL travel. It's questionable that the bugs could fight back with such speed and power after decades of oppression. We find it hard to believe that bugs all over the galaxy are rebelling at the same time while in closed monitored captivity. The second theory is much more likely. Theory number 2. The bugs are released on purpose by Super Earth. What if Super Earth is releasing the bugs on purpose? A scenario to maintain a constant threat to keep Super Earth's war machine running, and this avoids any moral debate about whether it is ethically correct to oppress an entire species just for the sake of oil. There are many reasons to support this theory. Reason number 1. Bugs are incapable of intergalactic travel. Bugs do not have the ability to travel faster than light. Some might argue that they manage to ride on meteors or other elements from space. Others even say that constant genetic experimentation has caused a mutation that makes intergalactic travel possible. However, Neither the Helldivers nor the crews of the super destroyers have ever recorded evidence of such movement by bugs, which makes this very unlikely. Reason number 2. An outbreak of this magnitude is unlikely. After the First Intergalactic War, bugs were captured and genetically engineered to produce as much E710 as possible. Super-Earth was well aware of its dependency. Think about it. They knew exactly what they were doing. Super-Earth wouldn't have taken any risks whatsoever. An outbreak of this magnitude, impossible. Unless they wanted it to happen. Reason number 3. Another bug invasion provides cause to destroy dissident radio broadcasts. The aforementioned illegal stations are now on Super-Earth's radar and a major concern for them. The reintroduction of the bugs as the eternal enemy also provides an opportunity to destroy these stations and fight back against the dissidents. For this reason, destroying them is optional for any Helldiver fighting on a bug planet. And reason number 4. Maintaining the war machinery. The constant state of war against the bugs is crucial to Super-Earth's economy and stability. Without this enemy, the vast resources poured into the war would be called into question, and the ethical justification for exploiting the bugs could be lost. By staging a permanent war, the power structure of Super-Earth remains intact. So, what is the truth? The contradictions in Super-Earth's reports are endless. Stay alert and don't let Super-Earth control what you believe. Question everything, dig deeper, and most importantly, never stop searching for the truth. Because in this galaxy, knowledge is the most powerful weapon we have.